Hey Edson, it's Mayor Kevin Zahara with your first Town of Edson update for 2021. I hope you had a great Christmas and a happy New Year's. Premier Jason Kenney announced yesterday that unfortunately we're going to see another 2 weeks of restrictions across the province, citing the high hospitalization rates, continued high positivity rates in testing, as well as the ICU admissions and unfortunately the deaths. We have seen a decline in the amount of active cases in the province, but still has not come down enough in which they feel they can lift the restrictions. So for the next 2 weeks, the restrictions are going to remain in place. And schools, however, are going to reopen on Monday. And the reason for that, they're saying, is because according to the data, there is low risk of transmissions within the school environment. They've been watching it closely, and they say it's very, very small amounts of transmission occurring in schools. And it seems like younger kids as well don't transmit this virus as much as older kids and adults. So that was the big news from the province yesterday. Certainly not the news that we wanted to hear, but we'll just have to bear with it for the next few weeks and get through this. To run down the provincial numbers as of the end of the day, January the 6th, 968 new active cases were identified in the previous 24 hours. The positivity rate was around 6.5%. 871 in the hospital, 139 in the ICU. And to date, we had 1,217 Albertans, unfortunately, that have passed away from COVID-19. That includes 3 healthcare workers in the province in just the last 3 days. And our thoughts and prayers are with those families and friends at this time. Now, the great news here locally, Edson, wow, you've been doing an amazing job. We peaked at over 110 cases here in mid-December. It was quite astonishing, the numbers that we had here in the community. But because people were adhering to the rules, working hard, those numbers have dropped dramatically. And we are now down to 14 active cases here in the Edson region that has stabilized over the last number of days. Hopefully we're going to see it continue, but we got to keep up those efforts. Hinton currently has 9 active cases. Jasper has 9 active cases. Whitecourt has 33. The Brazeau County, Drayton Valley area, 37. And 39 in the Rocky Mountain House, Clearwater County area. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been really stepping up their efforts. I know it's been extremely difficult, especially with what's going on with the business closures, the restrictions, not being able to see your family and friends. But we will get through this. And there's light at the end of the tunnel because vaccinations are rolling out. So far to date, I should say until January the 6th, they have administered 33,864 doses of the COVID-19 vaccinations. That includes doctors and front line healthcare workers here in Edson. Parkland Lodge was getting their doses yesterday. You've probably seen the pictures that were posted on Facebook. So progress is being made. It's happening slowly, but we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And great news as well. We have started to reopen the outdoor rinks here in the town of Edson. The West Haven and the Tiffin neighborhood rinks have been open for a number of days now. Thank you to all those that are adhering to the rules. We do have a capacity limit of 10 at West Haven and 6 at Tiffin. Thank you to all the residents that help maintain those rinks as well. It's greatly appreciated, but we need to follow the rules that are in place, and we are seeing that some are not following the rules, and if this continues, we may have to make some decisions on whether or not we're going to keep these rinks reopened. We don't want to shut them down. I want to be very clear. We don't want to shut them down, but people need to follow the rules. That means no hockey. That means no gatherings of social, make sure you're social distancing as well from households, 6 feet apart at all times. Those are provincial regulations that are in place, and as we found out yesterday, those restrictions are going to be remaining in effect for at least the next 2 weeks. Griffiths Park is also now open. That rink can hold up to 33 skaters according to the regulations. Once again, you have to keep 6 feet apart from households. No pickup games, no shinny. That is against the regulations that are in place from Alberta Health Services. So please follow those regulations and have some fun out there on the ice. We are working on getting Glenwood up and running, and hopefully that will be happening fairly soon. Edson, that's your Town of Edson update for this week. I'll have a further update for you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care and be safe.